Thank you. Hi, everybody. Well, I want to tell you first that I'm a local yokel, except for about 4 years I lived in Watertown when I was young, but we got to be excused for those things. And I've lived a lot all over, working on farms all over the place. I was a lot of places. When I was a kid, I worked all over Grindstone, and I worked on the mainland at different farms and run into a lot of stuff and a lot of people, and that's how I got to know everybody. And my dad died when I was a little boy, and so my mom raised all us kids, and I was a little bit of a street urchin running around like that. So that's where I got a few of my stories from. I know Clayton like the back of my hand. Ah. Well, let's see, where should I start? First, does it look like I had a dad in this picture? My mother was a widower. My dad had died when I was 15 months old, and she had a whole pile of kids. 6 kids to watch after, and so I could do anything because I didn't have anybody to really catch up on me. This is a school picture. You can see I'm in line with the other kids and like that, but yeah, I caught no help for it or anything like that. So. But I also didn't do very good in school. I did 2nd grade 2 times, 3rd grade 2 times, and nobody ever checked on me. What the heck? Well, from there I ended up bumping into Grindstone. And after Grindstone, that got me going on the river. I'd been out on the river a bunch. I had a boat when I was a kid. But Grindstone just opened it up to me to a whole new world and all kinds of adventures that you couldn't do on the mainland or like that. Biggest one is being mechanized, having cars and boats and all that stuff like that. And no laws. The no laws piece was pretty good over at Grindstone. We did pretty good, but even though there was no police, if you speeded by somebody's house, when you come back down the road, you would wish the police were there because that farm owner would be standing out in front of his house waiting for you to come back down. And that's the way the law worked over there, and it worked pretty good. So we did have some discipline like that. My dad was a caretaker for the Whites ahead of Grindstone, Dr. White from Boston. Only thing, he died young. He died when he was like 34 years old. So my poor mother was a widower and like that. I worked for basically the same families out there in the islands. I worked for the Whites and I worked for the Rickards and I worked for other ones out there, but I've had a good life out there. My one place where I worked was originally built for the ambassador to Russia. Has 24 rooms, 11 fireplaces, 3 beaches. I can go on and on and on. It's very nice. It's a big crescent-shaped building. Has all the old double doors with the diamond pane windows where you can open half of the door and the air gushes in off the river and like that. Very, very nice. We figure between 8,000 and 10,000 square feet. It's a big place, really big. The cellar alone is humongous. It has 2 big monster coal furnaces in each end, but they haven't been used in years and like that. And originally, this cottage was built for the ambassador to Russia, who lived in Washington, and then later he became the ambassador to France. And then he sold the place to Senator Bacon. Senator Bacon's house in Washington, the house and the grounds, was one whole city block within sight of the White House, and this was his cottage up here. Yeah, and it's really been a nice place to work. It just, I can go on and on how beautiful it is, and the wind blowing through there, and the nice people I work for. I really lucked out on working for nice people, because we know some people with money can get a little pompous or this or that, but the ones I work for were just common courtesy. I got a rage about them. Nice people. Oh, let's see. I should mention a little bit about Frenchtown and growing up. It's my mom and dad. This is Kenny Brabant, but his middle name is Finn. Mine's Michael. He died of kidney infection when I was 15 months old. My mother, she was a Dodge. There's a dance hall over at Grindstone that Emmett Dodge put up. Well, her father was Irwin Dodge, Emmett's brother. And there's a bunch of those Dodges all over the place in Cape Vincent, Clayton, like that, you'll see. This is where I grew up. I have a million memories of this house. This was a low-income apartments, lots of kids. When we walked to school in big bunches and had a ball. It was just, yeah, it was something. There's so much stuff we did out here, and make little gangs and go across the street to the lumber company and get into the boards and I'd go on all the stuff he did in the marinas and all like that. The book says it all. And as my boss asked me, how come you didn't go to jail? Well, my mother was a Republican. No. But yeah, very entertaining. I lived here until I was 12 years old.
And that's where the Quest for Speed is now?
Yeah, the Quest for Speed building now is here.
Museum's
okay.
building, yeah.
When my mother first rented this place, before I was born, it's $30 a month. And there's a lot of people in Clayton that have lived in this apartment house.
Where was it?
Right where the Quest for Speed building is, where they have those big hydroplanes and all the other fancy
Museum?
boats.
Oh,
The museum,
Yeah?
right
Yeah,
there.
Depot Museums, yeah.
And there was a lot of the 4 apartments. But this building also used to be up in the main drag. It was a church, it was an opera hall, it was used for a whole bunch of stuff, and then they moved it off this main drag down through to where it was.
Waterfront.
Yeah, waterfront. They did that back then. A lot of adventures there, all these trees, we had tree forks in them and all kinds of things in the municipal dock. Oh, I can tell the stories of swimming under that municipal, it's all in the book though. I had a lot of fun, the dock master was really nice, I got along really good with him and this and that worked out good for me. Oh, let's see, the beach was right across from my house. This is why I have to go to the dermatologist every year. Because of this. Now, this big building on the other side here of the beach was apartments where when a star would come to go at the casino and play at the casino, they would board them in this boathouse here years ago. Yeah.
So the beach and that whole curve is Antique Boat Museum now.
Antique Boat
Property.
Museum, all of it now. Yeah, this is all private land. Cheeser Wilder lived here and the Wiswolves and like that. But the beach shore was nice except for it got taken over by sicknesses, impetigo, pink eye, different stuff like that was in the water.
Because it didn't have clear, fresh water coming in, right?
Fresh water coming in all the time, and that was back when
Right.
pollution built up because of stuff. Oh, let's see, what else can I say about this? Well, we know John Solar, our barber, he was a lifeguard there for quite a while. I used to get mad at him because he wouldn't let me swim out the raft, so when he left, I'd tip his stand over. But,
River Brat.
yeah, River Brat, yeah. Brooks's, we had a lot of fun over here as kids. They had a night watchman to take care of us kids. And we'd get into the wood piles and get the boards that they used to separate the woods and pull them out and play swords and mess everything up and a lot of stuff we did there. And the night watchman would shoot his blank gun off at us. Damn you kids, bam, 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 and yeah, had a lot of adventures there. Like hiding under the buildings and running across at night in front of the night watchman. He'd really get mad at us, but nothing ever happened bad of it. Nobody ever really stole anything or like that. We were just kids having fun. The village. There's so many things to do in Clayton. People ask me, did you play this sport? Did you play that sport? No, I didn't. I didn't have time. There were so many other things in Clayton to do that playing sports is. So, one of my favorites was on rainy days, the boat line back then, if you had a note from your mother, you could go down there on a rainy day and they'd let you ride the boat line. Very nice. I rode it 38 times one summer. Yeah. This is the Adonis, one of our old tour boats that was made from I'm not sure what kind of war boat, but like a PT boat or like that. It was the only wooden one that they had. And it was nicer to ride in because they had the aluminum tour boats and they vibrated and had noise. They were very noisy to ride in. And this one was much quieter to ride in. Yeah. Now, as kids, we would get down and they'd load these tour boats up. And when they got all full and ready to go, we'd holler to the captain, take off fast. And then the water would be shoved out really fast. And we'd jump in right behind the boat and carry us right down through in front of the Legion and all the way right down through. We had a ball, except one day we did it. The deckhand didn't have the line on hooked in the back. He took off and ripped a section of crib right out of the dock. Yeah.
That was the last time, huh?
Yeah. Oh, but that was a lot of fun, this tour boat. Clayton really needs to keep the tour boats going, because that draws a lot of people in Clayton. David Kay's tour boat should be, you know,
They are busy.
They are.
they need to be busy, and if not, they
That's
need to be
the good
subsidized so
thing,
that
yeah.
we have them bring in the people in.
Well, they have that parking lot filled all the time.
Yes,
Ah,
excellent.
Yeah.
Dave did a good job, and
Yeah.
sure miss him.
I know, where did the boat tour to?
Pardon?
Just go, where did the boat, this tour boat go?
Ed did the 50-mile tour.
Oh, did it do the
50 mile, 3 hours, all the
Okay.
way around the island. Very nice ride.
The two, they adopted, Virginia, I used to do her hair, and they adopted these,
The
a
two
boy
boys,
and a
two kids,
girl.
girl, yeah.
And they now own 49%, and David's sister Teresa and mother own the 51%.
Oh, okay, I'm glad to see they're still going.
And his mother's 102.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Oh, wow.
I used to do her hair too.
Huh?
We went to school with David.
You went to school with David, what same age as Dave?
Yeah.
We've known him forever. Oh, let's see, next, the coal docks. Downtown Clayton Freaks. It was all part of our past, we all remember it and like that. A lot of us worked at Freaks, I did, all the noise and the smoke and this and that. And it was a lot of fun at times, like when the first snowstorm came and everybody's whipping snowballs all around the plant and different people doing different gags. And the biggest one I really enjoyed was Gilroy Young's. He could pull jokes like nobody else down there. I won't tell you, but they were good.
He
Oh,
was a nice man.
Yeah.
Fa Pacific, Timmy Pacific's dad, him diving off the towers. Yep, when we were kids, you could swim off any dock in Clayton, no one said anything about it. Not no more, now everybody owns their dock and we pay insurance so we can't have you swimming there now. Oh, the coal docks, what we missed there, it's all over Clayton, you'd hear those ships loading, that clang, clang, bang, bang, clang, clang of all the coal going down those chutes and like that. It's quite noisy, you can hear it all over Clayton, besides fridge hammers and presses and stuff like that. It can be kind of noisy. Now this is my neighborhood. I lived over on that side, and this is Mercer's. Mercer's once had boathouses all over Clayton. And they finally tore out a bunch of them and built these big ones.
It's not Mercer's anymore. It's
Not Mercer's anymore, it's gone down the range.
French Bay or? I forget even what the
Jeremy
name is.
Kellogg, I
Yeah.
think, yeah, French Bay, I think it is. This is the old South Boathouse. This is where they used to make the sub chasers and like that up there. They just tore that down a few years ago. But these boathouses,
Morja bought in
Pardon?
Mark Morja bought in with Jeremy on the marina.
okay.
oh, we did on the marina, oh, okay.
Yeah, Patty,
Ah.
his mother-in-law told me.
Oh, okay. It's a big marina, there's a lot of stuff to do. And I worked there for a couple of years. Yeah, when Natalie owned it. And, yeah, we had quite a bit.
What Natalie was that?
Oh, he's not from here. He's
Oh.
from Gary Natalie was his first name.
Oh, I remember Gary.
Yeah,
Did they call him Flower or was that somebody different?
That was his dad.
That was his dad.
his dad. And somehow the taxes didn't get paid and a whole bunch of stuff. I know I didn't get my taxes paid on my wages, and there's a big, I don't know if I should say this, the rumor is that this marina was gonna be bought and Calumet Island was gonna be bought if gambling was legalized. The casino would be over there, the overnight docking would be in the boathouse.
Could see that.
That's why he got the funding for it.
That's
Yeah.
why the funding comes down through. Well, what we heard, we can't, that's not definite.
That's really it.
Okay, as a boy, my grandparents' farm up to St. Lawrence Corners. We all can remember our grandparents because they all were so nice to us and like that. Farmers, of course, the old square bales, we all can relate to those. And the old pump house, probably a lot of you still can hear the sound of that pump running. A lot of them were the conversions and
Who were
Like-
your grandparents?
Irwin Dodge and Emma Dodge. Irwin and Emma. Yeah, and it was Emmett Dodge's brother. There was a whole bunch of Dodges. Actually, there was another brother, the gals placed under Fisher's Lane.
Uh-huh.
They're related to me. You know what their ancestor's name was? Ford Dodge. Yeah, but he only lived till he's 26 years old, and he was a caretaker. And the family had a very fast boat. And they would go bar to bar and reach people and this and that. Well, they were just leaving one place, and the people that he owned it were in the boat with him. And they raced out of there and they hit some shoal, and the boat somehow did this net and sank. They found the two owners, but they never found Ford Dodge.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But about 20 years ago, they found the boat. They dove it up. They took it to restoration somebody and they said, we want that fixed, brought back to life. Well, the guys at restoration told me they should just build another boat because they changed every board in that whole boat. To make, I can't remember the name of the boat now, but
It's underwater for quite a while.
yeah, quite a while, yeah. Oh, this one, few people here gotta remember this one. This is Rocky Rollaway. This is where all us kids fished in the spring. A lot of excitement up here.
And camp.
A lot of camping, a lot of mosquitoes, all of that stuff. Sneaking the old man's beer and all those little adventures is right up there. It should be actually be a big picnic place for Clayton, because it was so nice up there being able to have that and sit on that
Where's
rock.
that now?
About a mile up French Creek.
Okay.
Yeah. Rocky Rollaway, I've asked a few people and they said it must have got its name from the logging, when they did logging, because there's a valley near there and they probably brought the logs down there, so that's it. Our Clayton school, they're glad to see me going, no. Now, let's see, there I am, this is where that picture comes from, right there.
Oh, cute looking kid.
Yeah, Kenny Rogers,
Mrs.
Pat
Fitzgerald.
Finney,
Mrs. Fitzgerald, yeah.
yeah, Mrs. Fitzgerald, Bob Meeks,
Those two are both alive,
yeah, a lot of
Kenny Rogers and Bob Mead.
Bob Meeks, yeah. We're just getting up there, we're just hitting our 70s and like that.
What are some of the girls?
Oh, gee, I'm horrible at names there, Garnsey,
Bonnie,
Bonnie Garnsey,
yeah. Is that one of the Zacks standing next to her?
Kilborn,
Or is that the
Gail.
two Zack twins standing either side of her?
oh, they should be here. Where are they?
Tanya and, I thought next to
Tanya and
Bonnie.
Marcia.
Marcia and,
No, they don't look like them. Mary Jane Calhoun, Meta Smith. Gee, I am losing it. I'm getting
there's
older.
Alan Calhoun on the end, I never noticed that before,
Yeah,
standing
Alan
next to Mrs.
Calhoun.
Fitzgerald, yep.
Way back. Geez, it looked like they had Crocs on, but no, they must be just like they're saying it.
Can't be.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I was gonna change that caption, but since it's there.
Yeah, different the hair. This is the last of my hair. I was in the military at that time and it's just about to go. Yeah. The marina had just been finished. See, this is a marina they just were putting it in. They drove some of those pipes down like 180 feet,
Wow.
contact bottom. And my old boat, we put so many motors on that boat. We had a very big monster 6-cylinder Mercury on it.
6.
Flipped her over backwards so fast you couldn't believe it. But a friend of mine driving it and I thought, oh, funny, funny, funny. And his wife was flipping out, she thought he was dying. That was when the Arkansas Travelers from Gordy O'Brien. Gordy O'Brien took care of a lot of us people from Clayton. We'd get on and get our boats and like that. The old camp, my mother and my aunt, this is my uncle. Now my uncle and my aunt here, their last name is Hodge. Before my aunt got married to him, her name was Dodge. That's a big changeover on that when she got married. Dodge Hodge, yeah. Hey, this is the back of Maddie's. We lived on this farm for 8 years
On Grindstone Island,
on Grindstone Island.
in Flint's Bay, yeah.
Flynn's Bay, and this is Buck Bay behind it. This is the bay where they used to go in and out when they smuggled booze. Because it's on the backside more. And these barns, the big one was brought over the framework from the mainland and put up on Grindstone. And they cut down all trees on the island to make a lot of this stuff. And that's me, leaves over, gotta go back. I was in Germany.
Was that between basic and AIT?
I think that was before I went to Aberdeen, Maryland, to be a recovery specialist. How to get tanks out of the mud and all that stuff. There I am with hair.
There.
My young lovely wife,
Hasn't changed a bit.
some of the hair. Oh, and book 2. There we are, and we spent a lot of time in the field, and I was in the infantry unit. So we like to be in the woods all the time. And So we're out in the field quite a bit. And we were trained quite a bit, all over Germany.
No.
Reforged where they had all these big maneuvers would be all over the place and like that. But I looked a little different back then, a little younger. That's when my wife was pregnant, I was teasing her. Ooh, young married people. Our first child. Ooh, here it is.
That, we
First
were not
child,
prepared. The landlady gave us that bassinet to use.
a German landlady gave us this to use. We lived in a little teeny apartment in a little town in Germany that had a stone wall all the way around. It was really an old community. Oh, our two sons, George and Keith, out in Colorado. There they are again, big wheels. We all remember big wheels. They were part of our life. Disney. Don't gotta even say where that was, did I? Down at my parents' docks in the wintertime, we always played on the ice, towed things around, did this, did that. Always had a lot of fun on the ice. Oh. The wood lot, before we bought our wood from your hubby. This is just up around the corner. Actually, if I went through the woods that way, I'd end up in your backyard.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you made a road right back to the woods that way, and I'd haul it out in the field and cut it. We've burnt wood most of our life. Yeah. We did have one winter. Something went the matter. We had to use oil that winter. Murder her.
One winter we brought
Not
from
the same
Grindstone.
heat. And the kids, they love hauling wood. Yeah. Actually, they did like it because we had trails out through here, and we'd use 3-wheelers and these sleighs to get the stuff out. And it was a lot of fun for those kids to run that stuff in and out. So, yeah. Oh, the river. Stories here, the old trestle. Anybody been up there lately?
My
It's all
grandfather owned
redone?
it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's right,
Yeah.
yeah, Gerald. And,
My dad worked for him for years.
Yes.
Yeah.
trestle, we all had a lot of fun on that, doing this and that. Now, the back of my lineman, I put a swim platform on the back of it, and it was the most entertainment. We'd ride back there and splash the water on this and that and then this. When I used to run the Honda shop, and Honda motorcycles are shipped in mahogany crates.
Ooh.
So I tear the crates apart and I made my mahogany swim platform with it. This is walking across the river. We did that quite often. Back before I had snowmobiles or like that, we wanted to go to Grindstone and get the rope out between us and walk on over. Oh, 50 minutes you'd be over. My ice sailboat, I've given it away. Extremely fun, extremely fast. No baloney, I bet you I've had it doing 60 mile an hour, 50, 60 mile an hour. My brother never swears. He got in it one windy day and he got out, and you should have heard the words that come out of him. Yeah. Because when it comes about, the wind hits the sail, snap, it just takes right off. Except for it's allergic to snow. You can't do anything in snow. You have to have glare ice with it. But just so much fun. The fastest ones of these, the big ones, have been tracked at 138 mile an hour, I think.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, so extremely fast.
When was the last time that river actually froze over? You could walk on
It froze last year, but
Yeah.
maybe with a fast snowmobile. These new snowmobiles will run on slush and water.
I think it was
So-
2014.
Mm,
Really?
Yeah.
I believe that. I
Yes.
believe it, yeah.
I had one year that I hauled,
Mhm.
I had one year I hauled 11 loads of wood across. Big heavy loads. I had a big heavy Ford. I'd load it with just as much as it'd take. And that's in the book. It's quite a story too, of going across the pressure crack and smashing it open. Every time I went across, it was wider and wider, but you just went faster and faster.
My first husband started the fishing derby for the Knights of Columbus,
Oh, okay.
and you could drive your car and truck out there.
As I tell people, we used to put 600 cars on the ice or on the
Yeah.
horse rack.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah,
Get you right behind you.
Yep.
No.
Now they get to do the fishing derbies out there.
This is a car I had bought. And I used to tease myself. I got down there because we used to tease the kids that it was the fastest car in the universe. And I'd stop to a light beside another car and I'd rev her up, and they all got a big kick out of that. We had a lot of fun with that little car. But ended up I lost reverse in it. So we had to park it out front for all winter long and shove it out of the front yard to get it going. But it was a good little car. Everybody knows Danny Thomas or Carol. That was their car after me. They run it for a bunch of years.
I'd forgotten that.
Only
Yeah.
forward, or they fixed it?
No, I fixed,
That's actually
actually,
the story I thought you were
part of the
gonna tell.
story was, I went to Grindstone to get another transmission, and I'm towing the car back behind another car. My sister's driving the car like this, and I've got her on a 100-foot cable.
Oh my God.
Well, all of a sudden, she started doing one of these numbers, and one of these numbers, and before I could do anything, she spun out, and it wound that cable right
Ooh,
around her.
She came forward.
And we stopped middle of the river. You get out black ice, you could see the seaweed
Oh,
going
God.
underneath, moving. But we're on Lake ain't much ice, there's enough for a car, but she did not like that at all.
Don't blame her.
Finally got the car untangled and got it off for everybody. Yeah, that was a nice adventure. Yeah. Camping is something I wish Clayton could do more of. All the sites up French Creek, Rocky Rollway, the Pines. This is our old boat. We used to have an aluminum boat. We called it Leakin' Lena. Yeah. So one guy, the kids are at one place, and the guy says, "Why didn't they park at the dock?" I told the guy, "Well, it won't float very long." There we are, coming back from camping. Had a beautiful camping trip. One of those ones early spring, when it was like 60 degrees at night and no mosquitoes. Just beautiful, beautiful. Next day we went home, it got super foggy on the way home. And so we're trying to find our way home. The old polo craft, Clayton's boat. We call those nothing like a good ride and a leaky polo craft. Winter in Clayton, now here we go. And the good old ice. Walking with the sticks, so you can bang the ice, so you can listen to it, hear how thick it is. You can get that doing when you get in the thin stuff. And also you want a bar so you can turn it sideways if you go through to pull yourself out. A lot of old timers carry spikes in their pockets to,
Is that why the kids had sticks too?
yeah, kids all that sticks. We're all checking the ice. Yeah. Skate sailing. Go a million miles in an afternoon. It's so much fun. But after a while, your ankle just, you're on that ice so fast, and your ankle just take a beating. But you just go and go and go. Go the other side of the bay, turn around, back the other. My good old dog, Spooky, a border collie, what they call a blue merle. Super smart. He understood English and everything.
I couldn't remember where the snowmobile picture was. Still not sure.
I'm not sure.
Boathouse
It
there,
looks
so
like up
it's-
by Wolf in the trip.
Oh,
Way to
that
Wolf.
might be that really good winter we had that we were able to
Well,
go all
going
around
up to
there.
Wolf. Yeah, it used to be nice. We'd go to Wolf. I've been to Sackett's Harbor all over with snowmobiles. Except for one trip, went to Sackett's Harbor, went through Jam Ice, and I thought this can't be very long. Geez, after about 45 minutes of it, my hands are getting blistered. Finally turned around and said, no, I won't do that. Oh, the good old black ice we used to have. That's Melody. The highway to Grindstone. That's nice, get out on that and wide open. Except for with the snowmobile, you can do over 100. Yeah, fly across there. My truck, when I was hauling wood back and forth from Grindstone back and forth, it was a big truck, heavy duty truck, and it had a big engine. So I could really fly. As soon as I hit the ice, I had to roll.
Did you live on Grindstone?
Yes, I did. I used to live at Matty Panamin's.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know Matty?
Yeah.
Yep, the old farmer.
Well, yeah, and my great grandfather owned that.
Flynn, my grandfather Flynn did, but then also there was a Guernsey.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
and it ended up that my grandmother got a chicken coop and they made it in a camp. And that's the only place my aunt Elwina would take us.
Oh,
there.
the one that's down in Flynn's Bay.
Where, well,
The
Dion
other
Marshall
camp.
has it now.
Okay.
And Laura and Mark Ruff. Uncle Tom built one next to it.
Next to it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Laura and Mark own it now,
Oh, nice.
that they
Nice.
share with the family.
I take care of the next cottage down too. It belongs to the Lawrences. It's a very nice place. I hate to see it put there because we used to camp on the place where the house is put. I thought,
Clay
well,
bank, right?
Clay bank.
Clay bank.
Yeah, we used to go right across in the bay and it was a sand,
That sandbar over there.
yeah.
Yep, and swim there, and those round reeds, and the carp will get in there, and the carp will run into you while you're trying to swim.
I don't remember, I
Oh, okay, every once in a while there'd be carp in there, certain times. Airboat, million airboat stories, there's no boat that's more dangerous than an airboat. The biggest thing is they're flat bottom, they ride so horrible. Whack on every wave. When you whack a wave, it'll splash that water out in front of you, and then the fan sucks it back through your face. Nice. Mine was a short one, so it handled really good. I took it down to the airboat competitions one winter and told my wife I'm gonna win first place. She goes, what are you talking about? I went down and won first place. I just handled really good. The neatest ride is when you've had a fresh, flat snow. And to go out and zip right along with that, it's like a toboggan ride. It's just nice and fluffy. But then when you have jam ice and you gotta go 2 miles an hour, bang, 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 bang.
Or in and out of open water.
Or in and out of open water. I kinda like that though. That gets people, as I tell them, makes their butthole pucker. Yeah. When you go in the water here, is this thing gonna float? And it does, so.
Move on.
Yeah. Trying to Panamon Farm. This is a painting. I used to do a lot of work for Camilla Churchill. She's a very good artist. She's a lot of fun too. She'd always say, come on in, give me a great big bill. And she painted this for us. Now, there's another one of these paintings that has a little teeny island out here, and this island got bigger and bigger. There's a marsh island out there.
Oh, the marsh.
Yeah, the marsh island.
So this is looking out from.
This is before the marsh island formed. The marsh, it's about where
Yeah.
the boat is, right
Tiny
there.
little bit of it there, yeah.
Yeah. There's a chicken coop that's on the Panamon Farm. There's a big one.
So that's where we had our vacation in the summer.
Ah,
Okay.
a nice vacation.
Yeah.
You're right in the middle of everything, yeah.
Well, they moved it down in Flynn's Bay there.
Oh, okay. Oh, it probably was the one that replaced it, was before this one, I bet.
Oh, okay.
Cause this was a fancy big one they put in, yeah.
That was
Ah.
there when we were there, which would have been later.
Now, late in the year, when they come in by boat, this bay's all frozen. So you gotta run up on top of the ice of the polo craft, get your speed up really good so you can slide quite a ways to get in where ice is good. And you come to shore, get you through your four-wheeler and go out and tow it. But what's nice, you can tow it right off the river, right up a yard, right up in front of the door. So then you just take your groceries in the house. Yeah, we like getting groceries in the winter, much easier. There's our station wagon, our lineman. We had that for 20-some years. Friday, go to Clayton boat. There is no boat that rides better at that size. You put your soft drink on the dash, go out in rough seas, and just stay right there. But it was a 7-year itch with a 3-year scratch when it comes to refinishing. Yeah, every year you had work you had to do to it. But just such a nice boat.
Nothing rides better than a wooden boat.
No, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
This one used to belong to Henry Diltz, the guy that owned the Millens Bay Inn. And I got it, and it was almost junk. The engine was seized, every bit of paint was flaked off it, and it was at Mel Calhoun. I put it all back together and rerun it for a bunch of years until finally I got rot in my stem. And I says, I ain't dealing with that, and I sold it then. And I went to nice little fiberglass boats that take hardly any gas, and you don't ever have to do anything to them. Oh, Grindstone in the winter. When you're a kid on Grindstone in the winter, it's hog heaven.
So
Kids
that's
just,
that same boathouse we were just looking at.
the same boathouse that the boat was at. Now, my son with the car, I had a bunch of kids over there staying, they were all taking turns, but they hogged the car from my youngest son, wouldn't let him drive. So I took him down there the next morning with 5 gallons of gas of his own and let him go, and he was having a ball out there. But learning about cars, he's going around the bay. I got in an old truck and I'm going around the bay, and I get beside him and I scuff him a little bit. Well, next thing you know, I look sideways and it's clear ice at this time, and he's coming right at my side. He doesn't realize that a T-bone is not a scuff. He was going pretty good. He whacked me pretty good. Spun us around pretty good. But we had the tractor there. We used it to yank the front back out in the car, and we're back in the ball game. But nothing's more fun for a kid than have a car on ice. It's just hog heaven. This was Mary Anderson's boathouse. Originally, Vano Anderson was built the punts that were all over. Most of the people had punts at Clayton. They were built by Vano Anderson. He was a Finnish immigrant, He'd worked on ships, but he was impounded during World War II, and that's where he met Maddie's sister and married her and made all the airboats here.
And is that Sylvia Schultz's parents?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Or was?
Yep, Vino.
Yeah?
He had a heart attack and died. And then they had a son. I can't remember his name, but he's another of those cases in Clayton. Little boy walked off a dock. For 3 minutes, nobody see him.
He drowned.
It's all over.
Oh,
And it
dear.
happens quite often. I see people with little kids, I tell them this story. It's the only way you can get them so they'll watch their kid. 'Cause it only takes 3 minutes, it's all over.
Growing up, we weren't allowed outside the camp without our life jacket on.
Ah, that's a good
And I
one.
did that with my grandkids also.
But I get downtown, I see people with the kids and, I may say, hey, can I tell you a little story?
Yeah, wow.
Good idea.
Okay, grindstone life at its best. The outhouse. Had to keep your toilet paper underneath the cans, otherwise the mice will eat it. We had the cutest little deer mice in that outhouse. And you'd be down there, and they'd be up there looking at you with their big eyes, and oh, they're so cute. The only thing is, we also had these big wolf spiders in there. Boy, and they were big, but they didn't bother. They stayed up on top, and actually, wolf spiders eat other spiders, so they're good. So.
My father's parents had a garage and they had an outhouse. They didn't use toilet paper, they used catalogs.
Sears
Oh wow! The old fashioned
My
way.
grandmother used to use the Sears catalog.
Yeah, Sears and Roebuck catalog.
The worst is when you're sitting in there and you hear that. That's not too nice. Okay, this is a bank here where we pull boats up all the time, but we'd have competitions with boats. We'd lay down boards like this. We'd get back, we'd get a good start, we'd see how far up on shore we could go. And then we'd take the tractor and we'd tow it back down the river and do it again. We got so we could go way up on, 100 foot up on shore doing this. But as soon as you got off those boards to hit that dirt, brings you right to a stop. All the kids riding in the old state crack. We'd go to the beach that way or go to the dances or like that. Kids love that. Grindstone is just for kids, yeah? Let's see, what do you got here? Another pile of kids. Now, one summer we all got the big kick to take our doors off our cars. It was fun. We put a little chain across for the door and like that, but all the cars over, a lot of them didn't have doors on them. All the kids again. Maddie's barn, where they built from a barn over here.
That's probably it. I just wanted to show
Oh, okay.
how
The kids and the
the
boats.
kids, the cousins, and the friends all wanted to come over.
Yeah, we were I rescued some guys. I'm in my living room over at Maddie Panana's place, and the screen door's open. I can hear this, ew, ew. Mm-hmm. So I go out in the yard, nothing. Jesus, up that way. So then I walk up a trail to the end, ew, way up. So finally, my boat's parked up at this place. I get in my boat and I go out, and somebody had a boat. They were trying to get home, and it was leaking and sinking. And so they kept trying to go faster, and it's probably the water pump pumping water, and the faster they went, the faster it got down. Well, finally the boat sank. Some guy stayed with the boat. One guy swam to a shoal, and it was early spring. The water was really cold. I got that guy off a shoal, and he was bluer than blue. And we got the other guys, but they were put a call in before this happened. And the Coast Guard and everybody was over by Clayton looking for them. And we're way over there by Flynn's Bay. So I got them and brought them back. So that was lucky, very lucky. This is where I worked, this mid-river. This is a front view, Three Sisters Island. Nobody had ever admitted, but I heard that this lean-to out here, they used to have an albino babysitter. And when she went out there with the kids, they had to have cover for her. Now there's so many bass around these islands. That's Bass Central there, yeah. Except for when I was there, and if it wasn't the season, you were bass fishing there, I was screaming at you, or blowing horns at you, or doing something to mess you up, telling you I'm gonna call a game warden on you. Yeah,
Because you had the nests, right?
we had tons of nests all through here, and every time they net or catch a bass off a nest, all the gobies go in, eat the eggs, and that's it. that quick. Huh. We all remember this, the ice storm?
Yep.
Ooh, a lot of adventure for me, cause I had cows on grindstone, I had to give them water. I couldn't get any water out of my well. I couldn't get them to go down to the river because the bank was all ice and they wouldn't do it. And we had a lot of adventures, but we got through it. We had 27 days without power on the island. But it was quite an adventure. I remember going up, Timmy Pacifics were all in the garage having a party, and somebody come and say, "Boy, it's really bad out there." Oh yeah. And then we finally went outside. Wow, it is! Holy cow! And it was one wild storm. Oh, Clayton needs a beach. I've tried forever to get Clayton to have a beach. What's a river community without a beach? The biggest thing they don't know here is 80% of vacations are picked by the kids. If you don't have a beach, yeah. But who knows, maybe someday. The sled hill, and like that every year. I did that for over 20 years. Except for winter's leaving me now, except for I screwed up last year. I could have had it last year and I didn't do it.
That was nice.
And we had a real winter. But the biggest thing I like is when I do this hill, I get it really glassy. I call it Kenny Brabant's ice school. Because the kids won't go off to the sidewalk up, they'll want to walk up the thing. And you can't, you just slip and fall, and all the other kids are hollering, "Get off the side, get off the side." Yeah, they learn all about that ice. And those chairs were such a hit. They were a big hit. Yeah. I used to build these things all the time on the ice like that. I built one of these, but really big. It was so big, it sank through the ice. Yeah. I sure would like to see another winter again like that. Oh, and the Sunflower Patrol. We don't do the contest anymore, but we still give out sunflowers. But I'm just about to change gears. I'm going to start changing flowers every year. Next year, I think it's going to be zinnias. And then the year after that, something different. But I'll give them out in the paper cups a whole bit like that.
Why not the contest?
The contest was a lot of work, and it was kind of fading out.
It was, yeah,
with
I think
time.
it was dying.
It was fading out.
We
with
didn't have a
time.
lot of people calling to say they had a tall sled.
At first, it was really a lot of people, but then it faded out with time. And the biggest thing that got me is we don't have a picture of it, but the tallest one was 16 feet tall. 8 foot tall, pretty big. 16 feet is
The Lalones on Reese Street.
Reese Street.
And then
Used to be a
John-
chicken coop there where it was.
Oh,
Maybe that could
good fertilized.
Yeah, well fertilized.
You'd had to go up onto his porch and stand on his railing and still
Sure.
To
reach
measure.
up to get. Yeah,
Mrs. Stage, she was always nice
it's
to
a
me.
stage, yeah.
It'd be raining, I'd be walking by, "Don't get your feathers wet." And this is us in the dry tortugas. I don't know if you ever heard of the dry tortugas.
Heard of it.
If you go to Florida to the very end of Key West, and then you get on a high-speed ferry and you go halfway to Cuba, there's a small island with the biggest Civil War fort there is on it. And shot was never fired from that, but the big thing is in these federally protected waters. And when you get off a boat, they hand you mask and snorkel and all stuff like that. When you go in the water and underwater, it's just, wow. Billions of fish, different colors, all like that. And the only thing when you see those big sharks like that makes you woo. But we camp there, and it's a 1-year waiting list to camp on this island. Only 14 people a night camp on the island.
Wow.
But those Caribbean stars at night, oh, really nice.
So that was the last slide. I don't know how we're doing for time.
You're at 45 minutes.
Oh,
Okay, so any questions? You got more to talk about?
I'm trying to think of anything else.
They were supposed to jog your memory on
No.
stories.
There was
to
a
tell, but-
movie theater
Tell
here in
about-
Clayton.
What's
Pardon?
that?
There was a movie theater here in Clayton.
There was.
Yes,
Where
it
the
was.
Bertrand
Where
was
was
the
at.
Lyric
Bertrand.
Coffee Shop is.
On the Lyric.
Well,
Yeah, Bertrand's.
I had a lot of pictures in that.
And Watertown had 2 of them, the Olympic and the Town. You remember
Like a
them?
book. I
Yeah.
remember going to this one as a kid with my dad.
Carl, he'd be up there in the showroom, he'd be looking at the window to see who's misbehaving down there.
Yeah.
You damn kids!
Yeah, we've got a whole binder on it back here that it was, more than just Bertrand's. It was,
before that, there.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Numbers, right?
yeah.
Parsons Perfect
Yeah.
Pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
Pearson's.
Pearson's
Yeah.
Perfect Pictures. Because his aunt relatives, descendants live in Cape Vincent now. I run into one of them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they're still alive.
Hey, my question is, you said your dad's middle name was it,
Flynn.
so that's where Flynn's Bay?
Actually, he was named after his great uncle, who was Thomas Flynn. That's Flynn's Bay's name.
Owned
Back.
Flynn's Bay, right?
He owned Flynn's Bay. Yeah, and
And
the
it's still
Flynns were big in Clayton too. At the base of where the municipal dock is, over on that side where the Raymar is, was a 3-story furniture factory. That was a Flynn Furniture Factory. And then my aunt said that the Flynns are really talented. One of them even played in John Philip Sousa's band. And then she says they married in the Brabants and went all to hell.
I did a program not long ago on Underground Railroad. Do you have any Underground Railroad stories?
No, I don't. Huh.
And I know there was a place on Grindstone Island that would have been the last stop before they went to Canada.
That's interesting.
That's how that one sickness got over there during the
Yeah.
plague.
Maybe.
The guy hooked it, he was standing on the docks and somebody says, hey, you wanna come over? And he went over and he had to,
Both
Yeah.
of the schoolhouses over there now are, one's the research center, I think, and the other one's the historic, they might have information.
Yeah.
if you can hook a ride over and take a bicycle, ride to the two places. It's something to see. The only thing is make sure you have a hat for the horse flies.
Yeah.
We have some
They're
big
bad
horse
this year.
flies.
They're bad
They're
this
bad
year.
this year.
Deer fly, horse flies.
Flies, they're really bad.
Yeah.
Then we have ticks on Grindstone too, so make sure. Yeah,
Are there
and,
working dairy farms still on Grindstone?
no, all hobby farms, everybody's
Really?
hobby.
Beef
I
cattle.
remember,
all
I
beef.
remember as a kid, we would go out, I think it was in St. James Bay, and we would
In James
fish
Bay.
there all night. And I can remember hearing bells, and my
Oh,
friend
the
and I
cows
kept-
walking around.
we kept fantasizing who was coming.
As of three or 4 years ago, there was only 3 active dairy farms in the town of Clayton.
Wow.
Black Creek is one of them. Black Creek Road,
Bishaw's.
Matthews, and Bishaw's.
Oh, Matthews.
There's others that are doing beef cattle, but
Yeah.
only 3 dairy.
Dairy.
Dairy. Yeah, everybody did beef on Grindstone.
Yeah.
But it's such a pain farming over there because shipping cows back and forth
Oh,
and
yeah.
getting them on the trucks and
We had the cows
oh,
for my dad that one. That's why you had to go over that one.
Yeah.
Right? We had them for just 1 year over there.
taking care of cows over there is a lot of work. Yeah. Then the animals that mess with them and all kinds of stuff. Oh. Yeah, I wish I had a camera all the time over there walking around.
Don't you
'Cause
have a
there's
cell phone anymore?
some beautiful places. Now, I don't go up anymore. I kind of got retired, and
Oh.
actually, I've been over 2 times in the last year.
Really?
I, being in the military myself, I think I was in Okinawa, Japan, when you did a video of seeing through the black ice.
Oh, okay.
Somehow I got sick. I watched that from Okinawa, Japan.
Oh.
And I said, oh, I miss Clayton.
Well, anything from home when you're in the military, anything
Yeah.
from home.
I don't know how I
Ah.
got a hold of it, but I watched it.
It's under,
Yeah, right.
I might have shared it on Facebook. I don't know if you would have gotten it there, but
Maybe one of my
Winter Fun in
siblings
Clayton,
shared
isn't
it.
that how it got it on
Yeah,
there?
winter fun.
Winter Fun in Clayton on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll bring it up, yeah.
You,
Ah.
Well, thank you.
Well,
Yes,
thank you.
thank you very much.
I like telling stories.